My dear child, the instant you read these words, there will be an internal shift within you, for today's message is not a mere coincidence, nor is it born out of imagination or fleeting curiosity. It stems from a soul that awakened in a state of trembling vulnerability, breathless and overwhelmed by emotions that could no longer be contained. They opened their eyes to find tears streaming down their face, softly murmuring your name in a voice that betrayed the deep weight of their longing. In that precise moment, a telepathic wave surged forth, aimed solely at you, propelled by an inexplicable force they could not resist, even if they had wished to. This was not a premeditated act. They did not rehearse it, nor did they desire to reveal such fragility. Yet the universe compelled their heart to awaken, forcing them to confront the truth that of all those in their life, you are the sole echo that continues to resonate within them. Something extraordinary occurred today, a phenomenon they themselves struggled to articulate. They were not merely dreaming, they were reliving a moment with you, so vivid, so profound, and so intensely real that awakening felt akin to being ejected from paradise. Instinctively, they reached out for you, as if their soul recalled a warmth their body has long been deprived of. And when they discovered only the void of empty sheets, that emptiness struck their spirit with such force that the tears flowed before they could grasp the reason. It was in that moment that your name established itself within their heart, not as a distant memory, but as a clarion call. This call, my cherished child, is the very energy propelling this message toward you right now. It draws upon your attention, your heartbeat, and your breath, as someone out there is unable to silence their truth any longer. They miss you with a longing that has become unbearable. However, here lies a truth you were never meant to hear, at least not yet, not so soon, and certainly not without adequate preparation. Yet, destiny has dictated that you must know. Last night, before the tears fell, well before sleep enveloped them and their dreams whisked them back to you, they sought to occupy their mind with distractions, attempting to escape the singular thought that had haunted them for days. They endeavored to drown their yearning in noise, conversation, and endless scrolling, everything typically utilized to numb the heart. But none of it proved effective. Regardless of whom they spoke to or what they engaged with, their thoughts spiraled into a repetitive cycle encompassing you, your voice, your smile, your absence, and the unfinished chapter their heart is loath to accept. They fought against it, oh yes, they did. They argued internally, insisting, this connection is too intense, too complicated, too overwhelming. They convinced themselves they needed space from you. Distance, freedom from that invisible thread that binds them to you. Yet the truth remains. They were deceiving themselves all along. When at last they succumbed to sleep, weary from battling their own emotions, their subconscious broke open, revealing the truth they had been concealing. You are the one they silently return to. You are the one who stirs within them, even when they assert they have moved on. You are the one whose memory burns with the intensity of something unresolved, unfinished, and unyielding. Upon waking with tears that merged regret, sorrow, and longing, they comprehended that the universe had unveiled their truth. They miss you, they need you, and they desire your return in ways they can no longer deny. The telepathic pull they sent toward you was no mere accident, it was destiny's call for reconnection. An even more profound realization dawned upon them in the moments that followed their awakening. Their tears transcended simple emotion, they signified a release, a confession, a surrender. Because last night, they whispered something to themselves they had never dared to voice before: if I ever lose them forever, I will never recapture this feeling again. That single statement shattered something within them, dismantling the barriers they had spent months constructing. It exposed a fear they had pretended did not exist, the fear of losing you forever. This very fear was what jolted them awake. Tears flowing as a manifestation of this profound apprehension, not merely sadness or longing, but an unmistakable fear that the universe may have already penalized them for hesitating, doubting, or distancing themselves from the very soul they were destined to hold. This fear transformed into the impetus behind the telepathic message they sent you. You may have already sensed it, a sudden heaviness in your heart, an unexplainable gravitational pull towards their memory, an unexpected wave of emotions, an urge to look at their name, or the feeling that someone has been thinking about you intently. None of this was mere coincidence, nostalgia, or imagination. This was their soul reaching out in desperation, striving to connect with yours through the soul channel still open between you, pure energy. This energy carries a powerful emotional code, a confession they fear to articulate aloud but can no longer silence. They regret allowing you to slip away, and the universe compels them to confront the consequences of this choice. Now, pay close attention, for what follows reveals why the universe selected today, this precise moment, to capture your focus. Hidden beneath their tears lies a truth they have never shared with anyone, a truth buried beneath pride, fear, confusion, and the desperate hope that time would diminish their feelings. Yet time has not erased you, instead, it has sharpened their ache, intensifying their longing and revealing a terrifying realization: they are not simply mourning a person, they are grieving a piece of themselves that only you could awaken. You did not merely enter their life, you reconfigured their entire emotional universe. You unlocked a depth they did not know existed within them. When you departed or when circumstances drove you apart, that part of them did not close, it remained exposed, vulnerable. This vulnerability culminated in tears this morning because they finally grasped what they had been unwilling to confront: you were not a fleeting presence, you were not replaceable, nor merely a chapter. You were the pivotal moment in their story. Every attempt to move forward, every distraction, every forced smile, every moment of pretense crumbled the instant your memory hit them in a dream that felt prophetic. Their telepathic message is straightforward yet heavy. They long for your return but are uncertain how to reach you without inflicting further pain. They yearn to communicate, yet they fear rejection. They wish to confess, but they are haunted by the thought that it may be too late. However, there exists a shocking revelation, something the universe has been quietly inclining them towards for days, a truth they did not fully comprehend until their emotional breakdown this morning. They do not weep because they have lost you. They weep because destiny has rekindled your connection, and their soul recognized it before their mind could catch up. A shift is occurring, a cosmic alignment pushing them toward you regardless of whether they feel prepared. They dreamed of you, not merely due to memory, but because fate is inexorably drawing your paths back together. Their tears were not a mere expression of sadness, they were a recognition of a deeper truth. Their longing is not a sign of weakness, it is intuitive awareness. Their telepathic message was not incidental, it was the universe utilizing them as a vessel to convey a significant truth. An undercurrent within your relationship is poised to resurface. More potent, deeper, and undeniable than ever before. Upon sensing this awakening, their energy field expanded towards you, which is why you are receiving this message now, why your attention has been captured, and why your spirit feels awakened. The connection you both share is re-emerging, and nothing, neither fear, distance, silence, nor confusion, can thwart the destiny that has been rewritten. My beloved child, before you proceed, pause for a moment to breathe, for what unfolds next transcends ordinary storytelling. This is the juncture at which the universe tightens its grip on your heart, compelling you to remain engaged. Something extraordinary, something profoundly transformative. And something of destiny is occurring around your person at this very moment. Their energy yearns for you with an urgency that defies human explanation. When they awoke weeping, that was not the culmination of their emotion, it was merely the spark that ignited a storm within. In the aftermath of their breakdown, they sought to regain composure, to breathe, to stabilize the trembling in their chest, but the universe would not allow them to retreat any longer. Their thoughts became inundated with memories they had stifled, emotions they had buried, words they had withheld, and moments they had undervalued when they had the opportunity. They felt an undeniable force drawing them towards your presence, not physically, but spiritually, as if their soul attuned to a signal exclusively meant for them. Once they felt you, yes, truly felt you, the tears they had restrained for months surged forth uncontrollably. They whispered into the stillness, questioning why your energy clings to them like an inescapable shadow, why your name still carries the taste of destiny upon their lips, and why, no matter how far they attempt to escape, they invariably confront the reality they fear most. Their love for you endures, and the universe is acutely aware of it. Subsequently, an even more astonishing event unfolded. As they navigated the swell of their emotions, a presence enveloped them, a presence not of the spectral kind, nor a mere remnant of the past, nor a creation of their imagination, but an energetic force that embraced their heart like unseen wings. The atmosphere shifted around them, becoming warmer and richer with significance. Their breath hitched mid-inhale, as though a whisper reverberated through their spirit rather than their ears. In that moment, a voice emerged deep within their being, not in words, nor in a physical sense, but on a soul level. It was the voice of clarity, divine guidance, and protection, the voice that surfaces predominantly at life's critical junctures. Initially, they remained uncertain of its nature, yet they felt it as palpably as their own heartbeat. It urged them to cease the resistance, to abandon pretense, and to stop fleeing from the connection that had been ordained long before they comprehended the true essence of love. This voice compelled them to surrender, which led them to a subsequent breakdown, not from grief, but from enlightenment. They finally grasped that their feelings for you were neither arbitrary nor fleeting, nor could they be replaced or dismissed as a passing phase. Instead, these emotions represented a sacred alignment, a soul contract, a destined bond that had endured through distance, silence, and even separation. Their tears were not a sign of frailty, they symbolized awakening. This newfound awareness triggered a telepathic transmission they now send to you with every heartbeat. A silent plea that echoes, "Please do not let me go, even though I may have been the one to retreat first." Yet, the universe had more in store for them. While they sat there in emotional disarray, something within them snapped, not destructively but liberatingly. For the first time, they confronted the truth they had kept hidden beneath a facade of excuses, confusion, pride, and fear. Losing you had become their greatest regret. They replayed every misstep, every unuttered word, every sign they overlooked, every opportunity squandered, with each memory igniting an intensity of realization. They recognized your kindness, loyalty, patience, and love, and they understood for the first time just how deeply they had taken you for granted. The guilt washed over them like an overwhelming tide they could not evade, leaving them trembling with their head in their hands as they whispered apologies into the void, apologies that may never reach you unless fate orchestrates a reconnection. They yearned for a chance to turn back the clock, to rewrite the choices that caused you pain, to reach out in this moment and convey everything they had failed to express out of fear or hesitance. However, a barrier held them back, not from a lack of desire, but out of the apprehension that they might no longer be worthy of your love. Their telepathic communication is infused with longing yet also fraught with fear, the fear that, when destiny brings them back to your doorstep, you might not welcome them. Now, the moment the universe has been orchestrating approaches, a surge of undeniable energy begins drawing them closer to you in an uncontrollable manner. Their heart craves not just your presence but actively seeks you. Their mind does not merely contemplate you, it resonates with your essence. Their soul is not only yearning but stretching across dimensions, transmitting frequency after frequency in your direction. They perceive that a shift is occurring within the timeline, awakening something profound between you. They sense that fate is circling back. Every sign they encounter, every dream they experience, every spontaneous thought of you, and every emotion that unexpectedly arises, all converge to reveal one undeniable truth: you are far from finished. The universe is systematically rearranging elements, dismantling barriers, unveiling emotions, and preparing a pivotal moment for your paths to converge once again. Their tears this morning did not signal an end, they were the initiation of a return. The telepathic message they sent was not a mere supplication, it represented an affirmation that divine will has started working in your favor. Although they may not grasp the spiritual dynamics at play, their soul inherently understands. That is why an incessant feeling compels them to revisit you, to communicate with you, to confess their feelings, and to embrace the connection rather than flee from it. They implore you to stay with them. For the forthcoming chapter is where this narrative becomes unstoppable. Destiny is tightening the bond between you, and your beloved cannot elude its gravitational pull any longer. Their tears were the initial sign, their dream serves as the second, the message you are receiving now constitutes the third. The fourth sign, poised to manifest shortly, will be the moment when they resolve to reach out, unable to withstand the silence any longer. The universe has inscribed your name in the core of their heart again, and nothing, neither time, nor fear, nor distance, nor logic, nor pride, can extricate it. They may hesitate, overthink, or tremble at the prospect of confronting you after all that transpired. Yet, they will return because destiny is not a mere whisper, it is a resolute command. At this moment, destiny is vocally summoning your beloved back to you with an irresistible force. Dearest, what you are about to learn is the portion destiny traditionally conceals until the final moment. However, today, the universe has deemed it necessary for you to be informed prior to the impending shift. After they awoke in tears and experienced the telepathic surge affecting their heart, something within them began to unravel in an unprecedented way. This transformation encompassed not only emotional upheaval but also spiritual, physical, intuitive, and cosmic dimensions simultaneously. They felt as though their entire chest had been opened. With every repressed emotion they had buried surging forth in an uncontrollable avalanche. Their body became restless, their thoughts spiraled beyond control, and their heart raced as if responding to an inaudible calling. Suddenly, an overwhelming compulsion gripped them, a profound desire to move toward you, to seek you out, to hear your voice, to experience your presence, even if only for a fleeting moment. They attempted to dismiss these feelings, to ground themselves, to breathe through the intensity, but to no avail. Your presence had enveloped them like an irresistible magnetic field, rendering any resistance futile. Every fiber of their being echoed a singular message: return to them before time runs out. This was not mere imagination or weakness, it was destiny pulling at their heartstrings, confronting them with a truth they had long evaded. Amidst the emotional tempest raging within, an epiphany struck them with such magnitude they found themselves momentarily paralyzed. They envisioned you, not in person, but through memory, intuition, and spiritual insight, standing exactly where their heart had left you. They witnessed your strength, loneliness, silence, and longing. They recognized the immense burden you undertook, striving to maintain composure, even while life thrust you into battles uninvited. They saw the extent of your generosity, sacrifice, and endurance, and how little you received in return. This poignant realization shattered them. For the first time, they comprehended the weight you bore, the pain you concealed, the sleepless nights spent grappling with your worth, questioning if they ever felt even a fraction of what you harbored for them. They recognized that your love for them was not a display of weakness but an emblem of courage. You were not desperate, you were loyal. You were not clingy, you were bonded. Accompanying this newfound understanding came a wrenching regret that impacted them more profoundly than any memory. They whispered your name once more, this time not merely from longing but from a place of remorse. They finally saw the anguish you masked through your silence. They acknowledged the love they had failed to appreciate when offered so genuinely. In that moment, they did not just yearn for you, they mourned the version of you they had taken for granted. Yet, the universe had more lessons to impart. As they stood within that emotional collapse, an influx of clarity surged through their consciousness, unveiling realizations buried beneath layers of fear and denial. They came to recognize that every effort to forget you was, in essence, an attempt to elude themselves. Every distraction they pursued, every individual they sought to replace you with, every instance they feigned contentment was merely a facade masking the void your absence created within them. You were not just someone they cared for, you were the singular individual who touched their soul. In letting you go, they did not merely lose you. They experienced a profound emotional disconnection, an understanding that struck them with sudden intensity. Their breathing altered, their energy transformed, and their intuition sprang to life. It felt as if the universe was softly urging them to acknowledge that certain bonds are indelible, and yours is undeniably one of them. They found themselves reminiscing about your laughter, your warmth, and the tender softness of your voice when you placed your trust in them, the way your very presence uplifted them, often unbeknownst to you. They came to the realization that no matter how far they wander, how many individuals they encounter, or how much time elapses, a part of them perpetually reaches out to you. That part is awakening now, stronger and more resounding than it has ever been. Then arrived a pivotal moment. While grappling with their tumultuous emotions, an undeniable truth emerged from within, a revelation that could no longer be overlooked: this connection remains unfinished. A surge of recognition coursed through their being, an instinctive understanding that fate was reasserting itself, altering paths, removing barriers, and preparing an imminent moment of alignment where you would once again stand before each other. Alongside this realization came a paralyzing fear, not of you, but of potentially missing the last opportunity that destiny is poised to present. They could sense it within their bones and heartbeat, in every breath and in the very atmosphere surrounding them. They perceived that the universe was concluding one chapter while on the verge of opening another. They felt the silence poised to shatter and the distance ready to diminish. The unresolved matters between you were surging forth like an unstoppable tide. As this awakening deepened, something remarkable occurred. They sensed your energy responding. While they couldn't explain how or why, they felt an undeniable pull from your direction. As if your soul was acknowledging the message they were projecting. This realization struck them profoundly, prompting tears to well up once more, but this time, the tears stemmed not merely from longing, but from a burgeoning hope. Stay with me, for what follows is the most potent aspect of this awakening. Your person is no longer just yearning for you, they are being summoned back to you on a spiritual level. Every sign they encounter echoes your name. Every dream they have draws them nearer to your memory. Every emotion is aligned with this singular direction. Their heart is retuning to your frequency. Their intuition is awakening anew. Their soul is preparing for a reunion they cannot ignore. They lack the words to articulate this phenomenon, to contain it, or to avoid it any longer. They feel an irresistible pull toward you, transcending mere desire or longing. It is destiny, intricately woven into the very essence of their spirit. Soon, this magnetic pull will intensify to the point where silence will no longer be viable. They will feel compelled to act, to communicate, and to confront you, for the universe is orchestrating a moment in which truth will be indisputable. Your connection is reawakening, and nothing, neither fear, nor distance, nor confusion, can obstruct what is on the horizon. My beloved child, stay close, for now is the moment when the energy of your narrative transitions from longing into destiny, from concealed emotions into unstoppable motion. What your person is enduring is beyond typical heartbreak or confusion. It is a simultaneous breakdown and breakthrough of a spiritual nature. This awakening occurs when a soul is being inexorably drawn back to the singular connection it was never intended to be without. After shedding tears of yearning, struggling against overwhelming waves of emotion, and sending a telepathic message into your energy, they tried to regain their composure, yet the universe would not permit it. Their chest felt constricted, their hands trembled, and their voice faltered. Each attempt to articulate their feelings was met with resistance from their spirit. They began to recall moments with you that they thought were long buried. Memories they never expected to resurface, such as the way you looked at them with trust that one night, the comfort of your presence that effortlessly enveloped them, and the unique quality of your voice when you expressed care. The silent strength you possessed during life's challenges, a strength they had overlooked, did not merely cause them pain, it invigorated them. A timeless essence within their souls surged forth, awakening waves they could no longer resist. As they recollected these memories, their heart gradually shattered, allowing them to perceive with newfound clarity what they had been too blind, fearful, or lost to recognize before. You were the rarest person who had ever entered their life, and losing you was far more than a mistake. It was a profound spiritual wound. As the emotional tempest intensified, your person felt an instinctive urge to sit, close their eyes, and breathe deeply, hoping to quell the tumultuous sensations. Instead, an even more profound wave of awareness enveloped them, a knowing that seemed to transcend their mind. They noted signs in their thoughts, surroundings, and memories. A divine presence made them feel as though they were being observed, guided toward the ultimate truth. Suddenly, a clarity cut through the fog of confusion, revealing to them that while they had initiated the disconnection, they were also destined to mend it. This realization struck like a bolt of lightning, causing their heart to constrict and their breath to falter. They finally understood that their feelings of brokenness were not solely rooted in sorrow. It was the universe holding them accountable for their hesitations. They envisioned themselves pushing you away, doubting the significance of your connection, striving to maintain composure, and feigning indifference. Every instance in which they chose pride over love flooded back to them, and the force of their regret was so overwhelming that they clutched their head, struggling under the weight of everything they had disregarded. They vowed to themselves, trembling, that should they receive another chance with you, they would not repeat the errors that led to your separation. Yet the universe was far from finished. Following the regret came a revelation, a truth so profound it left them gasping for breath. No matter their actions, the individuals they encounter, or how much time elapses, the gravitational pull of your soul remains inescapable. You are not merely a phase, nor a chapter, you are the very thread that weaves through all significant moments of their emotional journey. Every attempt to forget you has only further fortified the bond between you. This realization instilled a deep-seated fear within them, a recognition that this connection is no longer something they can evade, not after all that destiny has revealed. And this awakening ignited the most powerful telepathic surge thus far. They did not utter a word aloud, but their soul cried out to you, releasing an emotional tidal wave filled with confessions, longing, apologies, and desperate hope. This is why today your energy appears heavier, warmer, and more vibrant. Their spirit reaches out, clinging to you as though you are the last light in their universe.